Greetings YouTube, Tyler here from Cart Collectors. Jacob won't be joining us this week because he is competing in the state competition of Skills USA. I have no doubt he will win gold for the second year in a row and go on to compete for nationals in Kansas City. So I wish him the best of luck, and I hope all of you do as well. But in the here and now, it's time for a new Cart Collectors video. This week we're going to be doing something a little bit different. It won't be a game review or even a hunt. Instead, this week we will be visiting Nintendo Lane. We're now at Nintendo Lane. Let's head on in. Alright, so over here is generally the first thing people notice when they walk in. It's basically just my spare game shelf. There's a Xbox, a couple PS2, N64, 3 Dreamcast. Unfortunately, none of them work. Right here's an FC3 Plus, which plays Genesis, SNES, and NES. It's nice if you just want a cheap way of replaying your old games. If you're not a hardcore guy, if you're a hardcore guy, you're not going to like it because the colors are kind of off, the audio is kind of off, and it's not fully compatible. Also, the controllers are horrible. I actually modded a SNES controller with a Genesis plug to play on it. A bunch of PS1. Right here is a Genesis 3, Model 3, teeny tiny little guy. Some GameCube, some spare Saturn, some spare SNES, SNES Junior, some extra Genesis Model 2s, Game Gear, 2 PS1s, not PS1, PS2 Slim. These are my Genesis Model 1s. A couple more Xbox Classics, which I don't like it being called Xbox Classic, because Classic is what this stuff up here is. Up top, that's an Atari 7800. That's an Atari 2600. We got an Atari Flashback, Virtual Boy, and then that up there is the remake Atari that they made many years ago. I'll get it down and show you. Was given to me about a year, maybe about 2 years ago, I guess. So this is my NES collection. I've been collecting for about 2 years now. Been pretty serious about it for the last year. I don't go crazy and spend crazy amounts of money on it, but when I find them and it's a good deal, I definitely pick them up when I see them. And then up over here, sorry for the shadow. Right up here are the complete in box games. Basically, these are only the NES games I've had a chance to play so far. Also in my NES collection, I have Earthbound Zero right here with a manual that Jacob got me for Christmas. And I only have 4 Nintendo cases, so I keep my gold cartridge Zelda games in there. I know they're not of huge value, but just for the fact that they're gold cartridges, I like to keep them in there. Then I have Toki in one because Toki's just like one of my favorite games, probably top 3, maybe top 2 favorite games on the NES. And then the only reason this one's in a case here is because the Goonies 2, and that's only because I got it with a manual, and I don't want to separate the manual and have the manual lose some of its condition. So these here are the NES games that I haven't played yet. I keep them here on top of this TV so that at some point I can play them. and review them and kind of rate them a little bit. Basically how I rate them is on a scale of 1 to 5 stars in 5 different categories. Graphics, control, audio, playability, enjoyability, and difficulty. And then that gets calculated into a number on a scale of 100. So for example, Super Mario Bros. 3 being pretty much perfect in every category is a 5 out of 5 in all 5 categories, which translates to 100. So yeah, those are the ones I haven't got around to playing yet. Then if you move the NES games, because space is kind of at a premium, you'll see some tall boxes in behind here. So what these tall boxes are they're actually Panasonic 3DO games in the case. So like this one here is Doom. This one here, Dragon's Lair. Space Hulk, The Need for Speed FIFA Soccer, you know, some others. Wolfenstein 3D's in there, Gex, Captain Quasar. Then I've got some ones that don't have the, I have an extra copy of Doom that doesn't have a box, Total Eclipse. This is Crash and Burn, and that's just John Madden Football. This brown case here, it's actually meant to hold cassette tapes. But the nice thing about these old ones that hold cassette tapes is they fit really nicely Sega Genesis games. So this is where I keep my loose Sega Genesis games. And it works pretty good. Jacob also is a fan of this idea. I believe he does it a little bit himself. So if anybody's looking for a way to better store their loose Genesis cartridges, that's one idea. I've also got a few more loose ones over here, not as many. These are my loose, older styled Genesis cartridges that are different shaped, like Lotus 2, Hardball, things like that. And then the only other loose one I have over here is Sonic and Knuckles, just because it doesn't really fit anywhere else. Then the only thing left over here, I haven't gotten very far at all on my Sega Master System collection, so I just have these 4 games. But, you know, that's better than nothing, I suppose, and the rest over here is just space for when I expand more on my Genesis collection. Now, I also obviously have some boxed Genesis games that I keep over here. I've actually just started running out of room, so you see there's a soccer cartridge that is just kind of sitting on top because I've run out of room, unfortunately. Right here is my box for my Odyssey 2. I actually found this in my grandmother's attic, and she just let me have it. The console itself is sitting down here, and it's got the full QWERTY keyboard. Games go right in there, not too unsimilar from an Atari. It's pretty neat. Jacob and I have played it many times. It seems like it's always late in the morning, or late at night, early in the morning, and we're just sitting there playing, and like we'll be playing a word game where you it's kind of like Hangman, and I don't know why, it's amusing in the wee hours of the night and early morning. Over here is where I keep my Atari games. I've got a fair number of them. You can see the row here and the row here. There's another set of rows just like this in behind it. You can see a little bit better here. These ones are Atari 2600, excuse me, Atari 7800. Just because this is the only 32X only cartridge I have, I just have it sitting over here. These are my only two Odyssey 2 games, unfortunately. That's what they look like. Kind of different. And then my left cartridge I got in The Hunt episode 4, I think, maybe 3, I think 4. And up top I've got Missile Command and Defender for the 5200 and some more games in behind that. Over here I've got my PS1 games. Some of them, as everybody who has anything in CD jewel cases, you'll lose, the cover art or the back art. So what I went ahead and did was I cut out just pieces of printer paper the right size and put them in and labeled them. It's kind of out of focus, I don't know if you can see, but just wrote in the name of the game. It says Tekken 3 there, so I can tell what the game is without having to pull out each and every one. I spent a night doing that. I had quite a few that were like that. There's a game, I don't know, I think I might have let Jacob borrow that one. Yeah, so just got them here on the swivel. And then got it actually right here, a Sega Saturn Japanese game, which is kind of weird. World Advance something or other. So right here I have my PlayStation 2 games, and you move over, and up here these are still PS2, obviously. PS2, but right here is where it becomes GameCube and then Wii. I didn't have a GameCube growing up, so my GameCube collection is very small, and it's not something that I've bothered to really collect much of. It's only when I find them here or there, or it's just not something I look out. I actively hunt for specifically, and then same thing with Wii. I only have a small handful of Wii games, but I like the retro games better anyways. The reason why I have so many PS2 games is because after I had my N64, the next console I had was PS2, so that's why. So over here I have a few more things, some loose GameCube stuff, Mario Kart Double Dash, Namco Museum, this is Zelda, Twilight Princess, this is the Master Collection of Zelda, with Ocarina of Time and all that other stuff on there. I got a copy of Melee. What else do I got over here? Sunshine. Mario Party 7. This is a Naruto game. Whatever. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3. I enjoyed those growing up. And then this is another game, another Twilight Princess. It doesn't work though, that's why it's upside down. And then this is Sega Saturn web browsing disc, Trick Style on the Dreamcast, Expendable on the Dreamcast. What else we got? NFL 2K1, Plasma Sword, Power Stone, Fighting Force 2, Space Channel 5, which is kind of neat, because it does that thing. There's Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, UFC Ultimate Fighting Championship, Quake 3 Arena, then Web Browser 2.0, still got the plastic on it, so I thought that was kind of neat. And then This is the last Dreamcast game I have. Shenmue. Up here, are Xbox games, and as you move over, there's some Xbox 360 games. And inside of these are actually more loose Xbox games. I haven't got around to putting in blank DVD cases yet. I will one of these days. Alright, so now it's onto this white cabinet. On the top shelf, as you can see, this is where I keep my Nintendo 64 games. In the case there's Yoshi's Story, there's a Game Shark, and then on the Game Shark is a European version of 007 GoldenEye. And on the next shelf down is where I keep my Super Nintendo games. I have 1, 2, and behind here a third one. And then on the front side, I've got a few more. I've got right here Star Fox. Got it in the box for $7. I was quite happy about that. It was actually the same price they were charging for the loose Star Fox games. Over here are NES dust covers. I've got that row and then another row in behind it, and some more spares down here. Some boxes from my Nintendo 64 collection. I don't have many. Silicon Valley, Star Wars Episode 1 Racer, Donkey Kong. The Donkey Kong one I actually made myself as a little experiment project. And then Banjo-Kazooie. And then in here are some manuals. This is actually a Sega Master System game. Some Philips CDI games. Alien Gate. Daimo's Quest. Kingdom Reaches or something or other. Unfortunately, I don't have a CDI. Oh, this is a 3D. Oh, darn. I didn't know that was in there. I have 2 copies of Crash and Burn for the 3DO. I didn't realize that was in there. Dragon's Lair on the CDI. Because, you know, oh, and Dragon's Lair 2. You know, if you have one, you gotta have 2. And then just NFL Football Trivia Challenge. I have some Sega Saturn games. I had to put them in cases. This is Robotica. This is NHL Power Play. This one here, Mr. Bones. It's none of them are really very good, but that one's interesting. Corpse Killer, Virtua Fighter 2, World Series Baseball 2, NBA Jam It, Tournament Edition, Quarterback Attack, FIFA 98 Road to World Cup, NHL All-Star Hockey 98, Jurassic Park Lost World, and Virtual Cop 2. Corpse Killer, Sega CD 32X. So you know, that's pretty cool. Then down here on the bottom of this portion, I have some more, well, 2 Sega Saturn games, Sonic R, and then Soviet Strike. And below that, I've got some Sega CD games, which, again, unfortunately, I don't have a Sega CD like CDI. That's one of the things I'd like to get, along with the 32X. Soccer, then this one here, Battle Corps. So just an update, Jacob did bring home the gold medal. He will be going to Nationals to compete in Kansas City, so congratulations, Jacob. You're the man. Thank you for watching the latest episode of Cart Collectors. Question of the week: what was the first video game console you owned? Please leave your answers in the comment section below, and have a great day. Bye.